Shalom, beloved, and hopefully everyone is doing wonderful today. Another individual asked me, did I believe in the Old Testament, and and if I believe in the Old Testament, do I believe in, do I believe in stoning people to death? And I think this individual thought they had an "I got you" moment, right? And I said. Well, yes, I believe in the Old Testament. I believe in the whole book. I don't believe in separating the book. You can't have, you wouldn't have a Messiah. You wouldn't have Hamashiach, or who you call Jesus Christ, right? If it was not for the so-called Old Testament. You wouldn't have the promise that the Most High was going to restore the children of Israel, according to the promise that He gave to their forefathers, right? If you take away the Old Testament, again, and there's so much more, But I sometimes I enjoy these conversations with people, man, that ask me these questions. But anyway, so my response was well, when you look at the children of Israel stoning. The stoning of those that committed sin, right? That was worthy of death, right? That was a form of capital punishment, and it was for the children of Israel and for the region, And when I get, and hopefully this makes sense as I break this down, family, and for the people, right? And the reason why I say that for the region, because when we look around the world, there are different forms of capital punishment. Here in the West, the electric chair was a form of capital punishment. Lethal injection was a form of capital punishment. At one time during I'm trying to think of the era. I can't think of it right now, but they lynch people, and when we talk about lynching, that's a whole nother subject matter within itself. So I'm not even gonna go down that rabbit hole just yet. But anyway, then you have other forms of capital punishment around the world. You have beheading by guillotine. Again, you had people that were set on fire by burned to the stake. Again, lynchings, and so on and so forth, man. There's so many forms of capital punishment around the world. But what's amazing is when these people who say they believe in the Bible, they make these statements, and again, it's like they have this "I got you" moment, not realizing that when you say certain things, that you're going against the Most High. You're not going against me, you're going against the Most High. But yet you're not questioning, all these other things that are going around the world. Again, and when we look at this form of capital punishment, the people that would start the people that would cast the first stone would be the witnesses, right? Again, getting the community involved. And when we start looking at and understanding what's going on today, all the people that's rendering judgment, and not only rendering judgment, but performing these executions, right? These forms of capital punishment, were they witnesses to said crime, right? And we know that is no. We know that they were not. Again, you should be judged by a jury of your peers. And in most cases, my people are judged by people that don't even look like them, right? In fact, that same community will exonerate themselves of any wrongdoing historically. We know this, right? We know this. With that being said, the same community would say, well, black people, they commit over 50% of the crimes, and they really don't even look at the data. They don't even look at their own data to really get the truth behind the information that's being put out there by their own system. And it's not that black people commit 50-something% of the crime. It's that they're convicted. They're convicted at that rate. And just because you get a conviction doesn't mean that they were actually guilty of said crime. In fact, most people don't realize that the police can lie to get a conviction. Make that make sense. Now, the police can lie to get a conviction, but yet, if you lie, you perjure yourself, right? You can't make this up, man. You can't make this up. But anyway, but like I said, when we really look at this, right? When we look at this, you can see that the system, it never favored my people at all, right? And in fact, the data shows that 60% of the exonerees are people of color. People of color are 4 times more likely to be prosecuted for or convicted of a crime that they didn't commit. And once they're convicted, they are more likely to receive a stiffer sentence, right? But again, no, a lot of people don't want to look at that data. They don't really want to touch that data. And these people call themselves Christians and whatever they want to call themselves, and they believe in the Bible, but they don't realize, again, like I said, when you make these statements, you're not going against me. You're going against the Most High. So how is it that you my question is, how is it if you feel this way about capital punishment in the Bible, but yet you're not saying anything about capital punishment or these forms of capital punishment around the world? Then it really shows who you follow. It shows who you support. It shows who you believe in. But like I said, man, this individual thought they had I got you moment. And it's just amazing, man. It's just amazing how people would just regurgitate what they hear other people say, rather than to really just sit back and, do some, thinking. Analyze this information before you just regurgitate what somebody else say, especially when you know that these people have been having an agenda from for the longest, right? But anyway, family, I just want to share that with you guys right fast. With that being said, as usual, peace, love, shalom.